Thank you so much, William.
No worries.
Okay, and the next one is about the sales ID. So it is a mapping between, I think it should be it should be AX sales order number. So I expect that you will have a new field in your site to capture it back.
Yeah, okay, yeah, understood.
Yeah. And then the created date time just in the XML file. I don't think you need to capture it back.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other section is about the it should be the field we are capturing your order number, Magento order number. We will send you back because I think you need this information to locate back the related order to update it.
Correct, yeah.
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 And then further down, it should be a order comment based on what we discussed before. It should be a shipping instructions at your site.
Yeah.
So we will send it back.
So this information. Yeah. So this information is the means you guys will update at your side. You guys can update this information at your side.
Yes.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Go ahead.
And then the next one is the currency code.
Correct. Yeah.
We will have our currency code, but I'm not sure whether how to handle at your end. Can you share with me what you have? How should you capture it, or is it default from customer? Can customer have different currency used for different order?
No. Customer cannot select any currency while placing the order. The currency is something which is configured against his website level. Okay, so for example, for Australia there will be only one currency, and for New Zealand there will be only one currency. Okay, so here only one currency will be there against one particular order. So AUD or slash.
Sorry, I want to double check one thing. I want to make me understand correctly. You means that the whole site, for example, New Zealand, the whole site can only have one currency. We cannot down to customer level have different currency.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Is this a limitation in Magento? Because I heard from some countries, for example, Singapore, currently majority of the orders will be in Singapore dollar. But in the future, they might bring in some customers, like export customers, which they will be using USD. They are not doing it right now, but in the future, they have a plan to expand the customer base to export customers which are using US dollar.
But I think, William, this is already we discussed in one of our meeting with the Cedar as well, that we are not going to provide any multi-currency option, correct? And we are just going to have a single currency with a single site. And this is the reason that's why we just moved out to the Asian side to a different sites, correct? Because earlier we were just planning for the ASEAN, there will be one single site because each country is having a different currency. So we decided that each country will have a separate site, correct?
Yeah, I can understand that, but that is a different scenario, meaning that that site is, I mean, the Asian site that we were discussing is for multiple entities, and different entities in different countries will have their own currency, right? But then what I'm talking about right now is that within that country, in the future, they could be expanding their customer base to export customers, which will be using different currencies. So is that also not be able to be catered in Magento?
So before answering that, I would just like to have one question onto that. So you are talking about the conversion of the currency. So for example, there is one product which is having the $100 for the Australia, correct? Into the Australian dollar, correct? And tomorrow you just decide to sell that particular product into the USD, correct? So you will put some conversion logic there, or how you are going to have a two different currency prices for one particular product.
Okay, so for your example, currently, say for example, customer A is buying this product in Australian dollar, $100.
Yeah.
Right? So in the future, not now, I'm not talking in the current scope, but in the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
future, there may be some customer who is not in Australia, maybe in the US, right? So this customer
Yeah.
B may be buying the same product in US dollar 100 dollar.
Okay.
So in that case, we will be sending this product in US dollar 100 to Magento. So no conversion factor at all.
So in that case, yes, it is not possible. And in future also, if there is any such requirement where we are planning to do like this, then we will have to create one separate entity for that
Yeah,
at Magento side.
yeah. Sorry, I want to jump in because I really want you to double check. Let's say Singapore, based on the data
Yeah.
system, I checked that
Mm.
for their WebSphere order. That means that the web ordering system they're using, they have customer using USD, not just
Mm-hmm.
Singapore dollar. So I think that it's not really talking about the future. I think when we implement the Singapore, we need to have different customer, different currency.
So I think the information I am having, so in scope right now we are having one country will have only one currency. The conversion factor can be there, and if the conversion factor is there, then there can be multiple currencies. But if we are just talking about the flat different currencies, so yes, one side will have one currency only.
Yeah, the current scope I'm talking about Australia, that is right. Australia side will have only one currency, which is Australian dollar at the moment. But then
Yeah.
if you refer back to the discovery workshop, we discussed the Singapore case. They have two currencies, which are Singapore dollar and US dollar. So that is what is happening already in Singapore. So Sachin, do you recall that?
Yes, William, you're right. And Nijesh, I think this was discussed as well that Singapore is going to have two different currencies, Singaporean dollar and USD. So is this something that we missed
So,
or?
in Magento, one country can have only one currency. Multiple currency they can have, but with the conversion factor. And right now, William is talking about the normal currency, and not about the conversion factor. Am I right, William?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's okay low conversion, but I think that no matter on customer master upload and the related currency sign, so show it on the order details and shipment, those kind of form, I think you need to show the currency.
Yeah, that is not an issue. That is not an issue. With the conversion, there is no such issue. So, for example, if I take an example, maybe 100 USD dollar is equals to 170 Australian dollar, correct? So we will just get the price of the 100 USD, and once any particular customer who just is having Australia currency, okay, and if they just log in, then they will be able to see the $170. But that is a conversion factor. As I said, that is just based on the conversion factor, not on the flat prices.
Okay, so just want to double check. So first of all,
Yep.
in Singapore site, at least I think, at least for Singapore site, when when we upload the customer master, you should able to capture the currency used by that particular customer, right?
So we are capturing the currency against the site, not against the customer. So yes, if you are just sending the currency information for the customer, so that we will just add a that will be just as a information for us. There is nothing going to impact for that particular customer. It is not like that if you will just send the currency to something else and we are just start displaying the product pricing into that particular currency. It is not like that. So right now in scope, if I understand, one country will have only one currency, and if there are multiple currencies, then they can be supported only with the conversion factor. And if we are not agreed on the conversion factor, then in that case we will have to have one more separate entity for that particular country. Like we are doing into the B2C, just like elsmart.com/in is for India and /th is for Thailand. So in same way we can do for the Australia, New Zealand, any other countries. Yeah.
So Najib, I want to confirm one thing. I don't want to have a multiple site for different currency. So just one site.
No,
I don't.
site will be same. Site will be same. Only the URL means, for example, if I say Australia.elsmart.
So if what I want is I want to keep the same URL, and
Yeah,
then
that is possible.
and
Yeah.
that's possible. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
not sure
that
I
is
understand
possible.
you well because what I expected is for the thing. I don't know, is it good terms to use a site? So for Singapore, that URL or site, I expect that each customer have a field to capture the currency. I'm okay that no conversion. So all the logic is same, but I want to have a customer have a currency code show on the customer that I can assign it. And then when this customer to create those related order and on those pages they see it, no matter it's order creation or shipment, they will show the default currency on their from their customer master.
So in that, what is the meaning of default currency? Default currency is something which you are talking about, that the currency which is made with the customer.
Maybe I put in this way. So in Singapore, we have customer A. I always do the business with this customer with USD, and then the other customer B, all the transactions I work with this customer is as Singapore dollar. So I want that when customer A log into the site and see their order, the shipment details, the invoice detail with their currency amount, it will show USD next to the amount field, or I don't know, is it somewhere, instead of showing Singapore dollar or no currency code there.
Okay.
To have any conversion, because for my pricing, when I maintain the pricing for customer A, I will always use the US dollar. You don't need to have an exchange rate table at the back end to help me to convert it. So I think that all your logic is same, but I just want to have a currency code show on the table. And when you send back the information, those order creations, so send back the order creation to me, you will also capture that currency code.
Okay. So this is something, again, William, this is something which we can just check at our end, and definitely I will update you. But most probably whatever we discussed, that one country can have only one currency. This is something which we discussed earlier also in our meetings. But if we are talking right now about the multi-currency,
but this is not the fact. As also we discussed in the discovery workshop, like I'm just talking about the Singapore site, right? The Singapore site, we will have US dollar and Singapore dollar. So if you look at my screen, I have an example. For this site, we have customer A, customer B, and customer C. For customer A, all the products and all the transactions will be transacted against the US dollar. Whereas for customer B and C, their default currency will be in Singapore dollar. So all the products fetched from AX and all the order creation transactions will be in Singapore dollar.
Nijesh,
I think so. This is something which I have doubt into this, William. Right, last time we just had a discussion with Mike as well, and we just tried to check this whether in the WebSphere we are handling the currency at a customer level or not. Okay, and at that time we just tried to look into the currency at the customer level, and believe me, this was not working at a customer level at all. So there was one particular customer which was just configured with the USD, and the prices they were able to see with the USD dollar, okay, USD currency. Then after we just try to change the customer A currency to the USD to AUD. I'm just taking an example, okay. And then after on the WaveSphere side there was no such change. There was only the USD currency was displaying onto the WaveSphere side. So I have doubt that right now in WaveSphere as well you can have a this configuration against the customers. That customer A can have a USD and customer B can have a SGD. That also I have doubt right now. So can you take any example into the WaveSphere right now? We can check this upfront.
So I'm sorry, I don't understand. Maybe Sachin, can you help me to understand?
Yeah. So, William, what Nijesh is saying that during one of the calls with Mike, when we were, addressing the situation of how a particular e-shop is handling multiple currencies in WebSphere, right? And we also had this discussion in our weekly connect, right? Wherein we tried to change the currency of a customer from USD to Singapore dollar. It's just an example, right? On the current QA environment that we have for WebSphere. So when we try to do a change from the back end, but on the front end, it was not getting reflected, right? So even if you change the currency from USD to Singapore dollar, it was on the front end showing USD dollar itself. What was the default currency for the customer, or probably the store itself, right? So what Nijesh is saying is that that he still has some doubt if on a QA environment or on a production environment, the currency is mapped to a customer, right, Nijesh? That's what you're saying.
Correct, yeah. Even William, we can check this thing right now upfront into the WaveSphere. So if
So
you have
Nijesh, I'm not sure. I can access the QA environments, but I'll have to connect on Asabloy VPN for that. Uh, do you want me to share my screen?
So actually, I don't know how we can just
Okay,
configure the
so
customer thing. So if William is aware about that, then we can check that. Yeah.
even I'm not sure about those steps.
Even very fair how we can change the customer currency that I am not aware.
So William,
But
let's
yes,
do this. Let's do this. Maybe uh, Uh, I'm 100% sure that there was a discussion about, Singapore during the discovery workshop, that Singapore is going to, operate in two currencies, which is Singapore dollar and USD dollar. That there is no doubt, no two, talks about it. There is no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, of course, how it is going to be handled on the website level is something that we need to see now, because if we are going to have, as we discussed in the call, Weekly Connect with Sridhar, that in Magento you can only have one base currency for the store. So in case if you want to operate with two different currencies, so then the conversion factor comes into place. And then, of course, there was a talk about that we don't want to get into the conversion factors because it might cause some problems, or there could be some, loss if we get into those, conversion things. Because then, of course, we'll have to tie up with we'll have to fetch the current conversion rates or something like that. So this again needs to be thought through. Nijesh, so this is actually not going to work. The only way to settle this is to have the same store with two different URLs, right?
Mm.
In case if
But let me try to explain and update you how it works in AX first, and then you can think
okay,
about how the design should be in Magento.
okay,
Right. So for the
no
same
problem.
product, for example, if we have a product,
Mm-hmm,
product A, right? So this
mm-hmm,
product,
mm-hmm,
if it is selling in two different currency in our pricing setup, we will be
mm-hmm,
setting up like this product will be selling in US dollar $10 and in
mm-hmm,
Singapore $5, something like that.
mm-hmm,
And this is also set up against the customer. So this product A, if it is selling to customer B and C, it will be in US dollar, it will be in Singapore dollar $5.
Hmm.
However, if it is going to be sold to customer A, since the setup table is USD $10, so based on this table, it will get this price from our system. So in AX, there is no conversion factor at all. It will just
Yeah.
simply look at the pricing table to get the corresponding product price.
So just one query here, William. So then, is it like going to map? Say, suppose if it is on a site, like say customer A logs in, right? And then when he looks at the prices, so he's all the prices now. If you're going to fetch as a real-time price, so is it going to map it with the customer currency first, and then fetch out the price based on the whatever is the customer currency, and then display the price? Is
Yes,
that how
that's
it is going to
correct.
work?
So if this customer A is using US dollar as a default, and if in the pricing table there's no setup in US dollar, it cannot get the price.
Okay. So Nijesh, any thoughts on this? Nijesh, you are on mute if you are speaking.
Yeah.
So did you heard the scenario?
So this is something which we have to check at our end because Magento does not provide this.
Okay, so in other way, Logis, I want to ask on the Magento site, is it any currency code will show on the page on the
Yeah,
website?
yeah. Currency we just on the website front end we just display the symbol, currency symbol. Okay, but on the XML side we can just send the currency code like AUDSGD we talked about. Yeah, that we can send.
So so it's the same time I cannot showing the currency code as well, right? You can set up it like this.
I'm not able to see your screen. William, can you just?
No, no. What I'm asking is on the site because you told me on the website you can show the currency code or the symbol. I don't know. Is it something like this?
Yeah, yeah.
But
So
is it
yeah,
okay
because
that I don't show the currency code or related symbol, just a dollar sign on the screen?
correct, correct. On front end we just display the currency symbol, but on the XML whatever you want, if you just want the currency symbol, that also we can provide. If you want the currency code, that also we can provide. That is not an issue. So hello.
Yeah.
So yeah. So for example, Thai for Thailand, if you just want the because the baht symbol is the different, but you if you just want the currency code as well like BST, that also we can provide. So that is not an issue. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that how about okay, I think that is maybe is better for us. Okay, what I want to say is from from what I saw from the system data, definitely
Mhm.
yeah, they have a different currency used by different WebSphere customer. So I think that we need to take a look how to work on this
Yeah, yeah,
on WebSphere site, and
yeah,
then
that,
mm,
that point is noted. We will check at our end and we'll update to William accordingly. But I think for now we can just proceed to the XML part because in XML part always we are going to have a single currency, correct? There is no such scenario that we are going to have a different currency at the same time into the XML, correct? So always there will be a single currency. Either that will be USD, AUD, whatever the currency, there will be always a single currency code, correct?
Okay.
So this thing, William, let us check at our end, and then we'll just update you accordingly.
mm,
Okay.
Okay.
But for now we can just finish the XML part. Okay.
okay. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we go on. Okay, the next one is about
Yeah.
the note field requested from New Zealand. Based on New Zealand requirement or so far what they're working, they should have a note field on the website for so we display back because they have some note in AX and then they expect that it will display back on the website. Do you aware of this CR requested from New Zealand?
No.
Because
This
based on what
information,
currency
yeah.
they're using in Westria, they are not filled on the website, and then they will have a confirm the note for confirmation, note for shipment, and note for invoice.
So you are talking about the confirmation note right now, correct? Note underscore confirmed field.
I think that this note information will be also found in the shipment and also the invoice interface. And they expect that on the website, on the Future Magento website, there should be a, I think, yeah. So can you see it on the screen? There are screenshots. They show it to us on the Websphere website. There is a handling section under the order details. So under this section, they will have three set of note information. One is from confirmation XML, and then one from shipment, and then one from invoice.
So this information, this order confirmation handling notes from where we are entering right now. What is the entry point of this?
Yeah, the entry point of this is in AX. So when the order comes into AX, then the probably the customer representative will put some handling notes. And there are three types. One type is order confirmation notes. The other type is delivery handling note. And the other type is invoice handling note. So for these three types of notes, they will enter it into AX order, and this information will then go back into WebSphere today. And if you look at the screen that I share, there is a handling notes in WebSphere right now. So if I expand it, you will see order confirmation handling note and delivery handling note and invoice handling note. So for information that is coming back to Magento, then you will need to display those notes on the order details.
Okay, understood. Okay, so this is something which end customer will never enter, correct? Always this information will be entered by the AX person, correct?
Yeah, this information will always come from AX, and the customer will not be able to edit those information.
Okay, understood. Okay, so
and also I want to highlight that you can see they are putting on the order detail screen.
Yep.
So we expect that because if this sales order, they have multiple shipment and multiple confirmation and multiple invoice, they would like to have this field to be override based on the latest XML file received.
Meaning that there will be two order confirmation XML file going out, right? So say for example, the first order confirmation, the handling note is A, then it will display A. And then the next order confirmation from A change to B, then you override A to B.
Understood, yeah.
Yeah.
So only 1 point, William, here. So what if we have all the handling notes and delivery notes and the invoice notes? Then how this information will display? There are three different fields, or we are getting the information?
You are correct. There are three different fields. I just highlight one in this screen, which is order confirmation handling note. But you should also add two more. One is delivery handling note, and the other is invoice handling note. So three lines in three different fields.
Okay, understood. Yeah.
But the information comes from different XML file. For the order details XML file, order confirmation handling note will be sent However, for the shipping XML file, delivery handling note will be sent. For the invoice XML file, the invoice handling note will be sent.
Understood.
Okay.
Now can we open the XML file again? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and the next one is about the sales agreement ID. So this, it is a newly added field in Magento. So when we send back the order detail from ACE to Magento, we expect that this field will be sent back update in that field, but we don't expect any trigger any price or anything change in the system. Just capture back the value I sent you.
Okay. So for example, while placing the order, the customer placed ABCD as a sales agreement ID. Okay, sales agreement number, and then we just send the same information to you. And while sending the order detail XML, that ABCD can be changed to XYZ. Correct? But
Yes.
we will not make any price changes at our end into that case. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Next. Yep.
Okay, and then yeah, the next section is about those adjustments. So
Okay.
yes,
This is not required. Okay.
yeah, and then the next one is about the customer account.
Correct. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, because I don't think I will need to make the change, so you don't need to update back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is
and
okay.
then the next section is about those bill to address. You don't need to handle it as well.
Correct. Yeah.
Whole bill to section you don't need to handle on those adjustments.
Correct. Because this is not going to be changed. Correct.
Yes, the bill
Yeah.
to you don't need to.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. So this at this section we can just skip. Correct. But just one thing. So this will be a part of XML, or these fields will not be a part of XML.
Okay, still in XML, but you don't need to map it back to
Yeah. Understood.
Magento.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but ship to address, that means delivery address, we need you to capture it back.
So this information can be updated at your side.
Yes.
This is what you are saying.
So I expect that when I send back the order confirmation to you, you need to update back the address at your side.
Okay. So means if I just placed an order for one particular shipping address, then at AX side this address can be changed. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes user will request to change the shipment address information.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the next sessions. So I want to highlight here all those. Even though I mentioned it's not required, but my XML file is still there. You can still find those
Okay.
information.
Yeah.
But if I
Okay.
send you don't need to map related tests, shipping info, the whole shipping info section you don't need to map.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and also the payment type.
Mm.
Yeah, and then the next set data is about the PO number. It should be your PO number field. I need you to capture it back. If I make any change in AX, I send you back. Please update it on Magento site.
Okay. Okay. Understood.
Okay, and then
And one more thing. Can you scroll bit up? Okay. So this at the same time we can have the purchase order, customer purchase.
no, I think that for you, you just have the customer purchase order NO. that particular tag only. Why I have two lines here? Because in my AX, they are mapping to two different fields. So that's why we break it to two lines, but you will always find one line there.
Yeah, okay, then it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then the next session, I think that's the key field I want to talk about. First name, email address, you don't need to map it back. And then, but the additional info, do you remember for New Zealand, they will have a additional info 1 and 2 field. And then actually it is their contact person information.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is already we taken care. Yeah.
Okay, so this one, if I send you back, please help to update it at your end.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, okay, the line session, the other line session now.
Yeah.
Okay, the first one is the line note. So we don't map it when the order creation. So at the same time, you don't need to map it back. Status, we won't send you the line status. I expect that Magento will calculate or work out the status at your side. And then the parent line reference, you don't need to map it back.
Okay.
Okay, and then article description. So this is a question that I want to check with you because we will send you the product information. There is a product ID and product description. So is it a hard relationship between the product ID and description at your end, or it can be anything?
No, there is a relation between the product ID and product description. Yeah.
So it's always based on the master data. I cannot up, for example,
Correct.
in the master, I say item A, the description is ABC. And then now I want to make some changes at my side on the product name to show ABC-1. So you don't
No,
allow.
that is not possible. Yeah, we will not allow that. Yeah.
Okay, if not allowed, then I think I don't need to send you back.
Yeah, because this is already we are having the information.
乜啊？佢唔得啊？佢一定係要 item ID 同個 description 係 fix 死咗㗎嘛，跟佢嘅 master。based on their product master.
Correct.
Okay. And then, yeah, the next one is about the quantity. So
Yep.
as mentioned before that, I talked about the order change concept with you. So agree that so the order quantity we will send you back, and also we will send you back the cancel the quantity as well.
And the meaning of cancel quantity that if, for example, if as a customer I put the 10 quantity, and in quantity field you will send maybe 8, and in quantity cancel you can say send 2.
Yes.
It means 2 quantity you are not going to ship anymore. Correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So means always quantity cancel, sum of quantity cancel, and the quantity should always be equal to the quantity which Magento is sending, correct?
Sorry, can you repeat again?
So I am saying the quantity which Magento is sending, that will be always equal to quantity and plus quantity cancelled into the order detail, correct?
So sorry that because I'm not so sure what
Okay.
is the quantity field show on the Magento. So I don't know how to answer it. But you can think that the sales quantity I sent you is always available to ship, or available ship and available invoice quantity. And then cancel, that means you don't need to update further to the shipment and invoice.
Sure. Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then means units or measure, so we will don't need to map it back. Yeah, and then the those session is about the list price, discount, and sales price. I think Jacinta have a conversation with you to let you know what Campbell and what a user expected on this price information, right?
Correct, yeah. So
So
based on the discussion, yeah, based on the discussion which is going on between Nagero and the assembler, whatever is the output, accordingly we will send the price here. Okay.
yeah, but may I know that what is the
Discussion.
time? Yeah, so is it what is the conclusion or what is because I think that we need to know it for C to know how we map it. If you can you can fulfill the requirement raised by Jacinta and Campbell, I think that then I will know how to map it.
Yes, correct. Till now, there is no such conclusion, but yes, we are expecting to have a conclusion by this weekend.
So may I know that is it any further meeting will be set up to discuss this and or finalize this? Because I would like to join it if there is a sessions. Today is Wednesday, so 2 more
I
days.
don't think any Sachin, is there any meeting invite is sent for that, or I don't think. Sachin, are
Not
you
yet.
there?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet, yeah. So that meeting invite meeting is still have to plan. Yes, and definitely we will include you as well while sending
Sure.
the meeting invites. Okay.
Hmm. So then I'm just wanted to confirm their discussion with you last week because Jacinta and Campbell they have had sent us some information which they said they had already aligned with you. So I'm not sure if that alignment is also aligned between you and you guys and us.
So actually, lot of you said. So which you means to Negero, which you means to Asabloy.
Yeah, I mean Nagaro and us, Nagaro and APAC IT. I mean, hang on a second, let me try to open that one. 我應該 show 個 PPT 俾佢睇，定應該 show 佢個 flow chart 咧？
PPT 佢如果睇過佢應該知。
Yeah, so basically, do you have received something like this from Jacinta? She said this is something that they had, Jacinta Campbell had discussed with your team, with Nagaro.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So all these things is still, I think, in the last call I was also there. Okay. So there was some permutation combination, and there was some open question which Negero team has to be look into that, and based on that we just have to make some decision, and then after we will come to you guys and we'll discuss that. So I think that discussion and that finalization is still have to be done at Negero side. So we are expecting to close that very soon. Once it is done at Magento side and Negero side, then we will send you the meeting invites to discuss further.
Okay, so you
Okay.
have actually received this already.
This Sachin can tell. Actually, I did not.
Uh,
I
I'm pretty sure that there was some attachments in the part of the email that was shared by Jacinta. William, I can confirm, but of course this was discussed. I'm 100% sure that this was discussed, and I was a part of that meeting. And during the discussion, of course, as Nijesh mentioned, there were certain things that needs to be analyzed at our end, and then of course the next set of discussion needs to be taken care of. So it was a big call, long call. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and of course, these files were probably shared. I'll have to quickly check. I'll have to quickly check that.
Okay.
So anyhow, if it is not shared, I'll reach out to you and then probably see. Let me just quickly see if that is there. I'm sorry, you'll hear some background noises. I'm really sorry. The kids. Sorry.
So I want to check one thing. So in the coming call that you plan to set up is telling us whether you can do it or not, right? Instead of
I will not say
becoming
I
clarification.
will I will not say that we will comment that whether we can do it or not. We will just comment what is the best optimal way to do this.
Yeah. So the approaches are yet to be worked upon, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. 咁即係呢個就 go through 住啦。 So that means the price related fields in the XML file, we still cannot map it right now.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, because as William, because that's what we discovered. You remember that when we were finalizing the VDs for the pricing things on the PLP and the PDP pages, so there were only three components, which is the customer buy price, the discount, and the net price. But then now, of course, Campbell did came across in the meeting, and he says that he needs to have the list price as well displayed for the customers, and this is like without which they cannot go ahead. So then we'll have a new element as well, which is the customer price or the list price, and then we'll have the customer price, then we'll have the discount, and then we'll have the net price. So there is now going to be like four different elements that needs to be displayed on the PLP and the PDP pages.
Yes,
as you were just yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
that's how.
right. I think this is part of this workflow. So in the Magento side, basically they have the list price, and they have the customer price, and then after applying the coupon,
Correct.
then they have the discount as well as the net buy price.
Yeah, so this discount will talk about only the one which is related to category level discount, category or the category promo that is being applied, right? But the card level discount would not be shown here. So the card level discount
is this one is the coupon added. I think it's part of this coupon added box.
This is not which is going to reflect as the discount, the coupon added. So there are two types of things. One is a cart level promo, and one is a category level, discounts. Yeah. So the category level thing is the one which is going to be displayed in the discount field. But if there is a cart level promo, that has to be reflected in the order summary, not here. Though it would be ideally passed on to all the line level items, but would not be shown upfront, right, Najesh, if I'm not wrong?
Yes, and I think William, for now, I think we can just skip the price discussion.
Okay.
Because it is something, yeah, because it is something.
Because
again, we will just spend the time, and the result will not be that much fruitful. Correct. So
this is a long discussion. This is a long discussion, and it's been going on. So we are still finding out the best optimized way to handle this. There will be a lot of permutations and combinations, and we need to take a look into all those scenarios and come out with the best approach possible just to handle all those scenarios, and best way to reflect how the customer experiences still the best way.
Okay. So shall I put to be confirmed here?
Correct. Yeah.
Yes. This is right. To be confirmed. Yeah. Correct.
Even we can just highlight this in different color. That also we can do.
Yes.
So all the pricing fields I will say to be confirmed.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
The amount. Okay.
Okay, and then it's about the delivery day and confirmed delivery day. So first of all, request the ship day, we will send you back. But I don't think you need to map it back for New Zealand, but I need to check with other entity. I think at this moment, this field I still need to clarify before replying you on shipment date request. But I know that New Zealand don't need it, but I'm not sure about the.
Even though when we say New Zealand don't need it, you probably just handle it like the other countries.
Correct. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
requested delivery date, this information will not be show up on the New Zealand website, so the customer will not be able to input any data value. So even though when
Correct.
information is passed back to Magento storefront, it will not be displayed.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
So
And then, oh,
what shall I say? I say yes here. I think
Yes. Yeah.
okay, so the next one is the confirmed delivery date. The
so it is
Yeah.
safe. I expect that there
Understood. Yeah.
new field new field should be added at the site.
Yeah. And on our supply site order details, order history page, we are displaying this confirmed delivery date somewhere.
display underneath the requested delivery date.
Okay. Okay.
But right now, do you have any idea whether this confirmed delivery date is at the order level or is it at the line level? Because we lost our memory
So according to me, this is at a order level.
at the order level.
Yep.
Okay, okay. Mm, mm. This is a little bit confusing because in the XML file, this information is at the order line level.
Yeah, and even if you will check at the Wavistria side also, they also the requested delivery date we are managing at a order level, not at a item level.
Mm.
So that's why I can say, yeah, this is the order level.
Mm. So is it okay if we pass the information at the line level and then you show it up at the order level?
Then we are just making sure that all line is having the same value, correct?
Exactly.
Correct. Yeah.
In case if there is a deviation in
Then
any
also we
of
are just going
the,
to update
yeah.
the last value. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think 99% is the same, but sometimes it could be different. But I think from your point of view, you can just take the last one.
Okay. Can you just mention this so that tomorrow there will be no such confusion? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then the next is the additional parameters relating to keying instruction, coloring instruction.
Okay, yeah. So those section I want to highlight to you is, you remember when user to create it, they will create the ID and show related name and code, right? For
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So for color, you can see it. Even though I sent you all this information, but you don't. You just need to help me to map the related ID and show it back the related um, name and description from the table in Magento.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, and then also for keying, so you can see you just need to map to the key instruction ID. No need to map the name field. I expect that you will base on the updated key instruction ID to show back the related instruction name on Magento site.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but not for specification 1 and 2. So key specification 1, 2, you need to map it back.
Yeah. Because that is a free text field. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it
Yeah.
okay for me to
Understood.
say Magento should base on the key instruction ID to look up the name?
Hello.
Sorry, can you come back again, William?
Yeah, I mean, for the key instruction name, the mapping is not required. It's because Magento should base on the keying instruction ID to look up the name.
Correct, yeah. So in any case, if you are just sending the ID, then a name will update it automatically, whatever the name is mapped against to that ID. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is, yeah, correct, yeah.
I think the same for internal color name.
Yeah.
Internal color ID.
And only thing, because William, just one point here, because right now there is no integration between and we decided that there will be no such integration between the king and coloring thing, correct? We are going to have a separate module into the Magento where we will be managing the king and coloring thing separately, okay? So we are always assuming that this update of king and coloring will be always in sync between the AX and the Magento, okay?
Yeah, so definitely, user said that if they cannot be mapped or when we locate back, that ID doesn't show in the Magento side or not maintained in the Magento side, you should show error, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah,
We will show
and then
you,
you
yeah.
need to maintain it back or correct the things in AX either way, and then to send you
Correct, yeah.
file again. Yeah, it is user
Correct.
understand that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Understood, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I
Okay.
think that okay, and then the last session, I think I also can we also work based on the pricing things because I expect that this amount field will calculate at your end instead of you copying it. So I think that can we just group together on the all the pricing discussion for this field as well?
Correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, then I think it is what I go through what about the all the details.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah, okay. So we still have a shipment, invoice, and customer we need to discuss. So should we arrange another meeting or we
I
continue?
think shipment and invoice we can discuss and that will close easily. I believe that.
So do you mean that you want to continue to finish the shipment and invoice
If
or?
if you guys are okay, then yeah, I can discuss
Yeah,
that.
I'm okay with that. So let's quickly, I agree that it should be. Yeah. So let
So
me.
William,
Yeah.
yeah, we are continuing now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we go ahead to talk about the shipment. So for the
Yeah.
shipment, so the first one is just I mentioned about the note, the delivery note field we just talking about. Do you remember we talked
Hmm.
about the confirmation note, the delivery
Yeah.
note, and invoice note? This is the note on the shipment.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The three nodes. Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. Got
For
it.
delivery and invoice, right?
Yeah. Yes, correct. Okay.
Mhm.
And then so definitely you need to capture it back. And then the next one is the sales order ID.
Hang on a second. I just want to ask, since you highlight this as a required field in Magento, does it mean that this field is already existed in Magento? It is not a customized field?
No, no, this is a customized field because right now we are not having that field. So that's why we just mark this field because maybe this field we have to map in our Magento side. Okay, that's why we just mark this as a thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering why you mark it as a required field
Because
in Magento.
because this field we are not having. That's why we just because this information we thought that this information definitely we have to store at our end. That's why we just mark this as a thing here.
Yeah, but I just want to confirm that this field is not mandatory because this is optional to,
Yeah,
let the let the user whether or not they put in the information.
correct. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and then the next one is about
係一係未試過。
佢俾我喎， maybe.
Shipment comment. So I think this is this is not number one that you mentioned in here, right? The number one you mentioned in here is the shipment comments. But what we are referring to is a customized field in Magento.
Correct, yeah.
So shall I?
So Nijesh, I think there is some deviation. I think probably we are referring to different fields here. Is it, or is it the same?
So actually earlier we were just thinking that this shipping notes will be the same which we just marked as one, correct?
Okay.
But
Okay.
right now the thing which William just told us that there will be three different field. One is the order handling node, one is the shipping handling node, correct?
Yeah.
So
And
in that context, we will have to see whether we can use the same field or we will have to make one new customized field. But now we understand the concept of what is the actual meaning of that. Okay.
hmm. Hmm. So all right. So this is so you will be using this field to capture this now, right? The order
Correct.
delivery and the
So
invoice.
that we will check because right now
Okay.
this field is just limited to the shipping section. Okay.
Okay. All right.
And if that's in WebSphere right now they are just displaying the same information on the order details page as well, then we will have to create one more field to capture this information to the order detail page as well. So that's why I am just saying that we will just have a look into this, what is the actual requirement into the WebSphere, then we can plan whether we can use the same field or we can just we'll have to create one new field for this requirement. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
I just want to double check because with so many not field information. So I don't know why I mapped a shipment instruction field on this order comment on the order detail. I hope that we are not talking about the same field here.
No, I think there are three. Both are the different things. This is something which you are highlighted right now. This is something which we are capturing at the shipping page, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And
So this one is on the order details page.
Right? So what I see, I'm not here, so it's because it's order detail. So even though talking about shipment instructions, it's on the order detail page, right? Or I
okay,
marked wrong thing here.
no, can you, William, can you just do you have any screenshot of the website from where you are just capturing this information, or it is just only in AX?
Oh, you hang on. So you want this diagram? You want this image?
Yeah, this image. Yeah. So as you said, this information we are getting only from the AX. There is no entry point for the customer, correct?
Yeah, the entry point is from AX.
Entry point is only AX, correct?
Yeah, entry point only in AX, right?
And this is related to order. Not this is not related. Shipment remarks is related to only order, not related to shipping, correct?
It is related uh, to shipping and also related to invoice.
No. So here we are talking about the order detail, correct? In order detail section, there is a section which Janice is highlighted, shipment remarks, correct? So that shipment remarks, and in shipping section, the first point which we were discussing, both are the same thing or both are the different thing. This is
Different
what
thing.
I just want to. Both are the different things, correct?
Yes, different things.
Yeah, same. I am understanding. Both things are not common, correct?
Not common.
Yeah.
Not common.
Yeah. Okay. So Janice, yes, in order detail that is the different thing, and in shipment XML, yes, there is a different thing. And in shipping XML, then that first field we are just going to map with the Magento first field which we marked into the screenshot.
I'm not sure if we are on the same page. So I would want to say this again. So for the order confirmation handling note here,
Yeah,
okay, this one highlight in yellow. It is
Right, right.
extracted from the order details XML file.
Yeah, from this tab.
From this tag.
Is it okay?
yep. And then
And
point row
then
number 18.
delivery handling note. I handwritten here delivery handling note. It should be underneath this highlighted. So you should have another line saying delivery handling note. And this information is coming from the shipment details XML file. And the field is this one.
Okay, 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 okay.
Is it clear?
Okay. Yeah. So means you are just displaying the shipment remarks onto the order detail page. Correct? It is not something which is just related to order detail only. It is related to shipment section as well.
Yeah. And on top of that, you can see from this screen also I handwritten invoice handling note, right?
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
invoice handling note should also have another line here,
And that will be a part of invoice. Correct?
and that is part of invoice detail XML file. You are correct, and that is this one.
Correct. Yeah.
So all the three different fields that being shown on the order details page are coming from three different XMLs,
Correct.
which is order, shipment, and invoice.
That's
and they have a respective field in their XMLs.
Yeah.
So in that case, on the shipment detail file, yeah, can you open that shipment detail? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that field will be mapped to the one, which is the Magento default shipping remarks field, which was written earlier.
It should be in the, we request you to add the new field, the handwriting one.
So that is already there, no? In Magento there is already shipping remarks field is already there. So we will map this information with the shipping remarks field.
But I want to say they want to show it on the order detail form instead of shipment.
So we will display that information on the order detail form. That is not an issue.
Oh, okay. So from the database point of view, you use the existing table field to store this
Correct, yeah.
information.
Yeah.
Then you will display that to the order detail form.
Correct.
I see.
Now you get it. Yes.
Okay.
And we also got it because we were also having some issue. But now this is fine. So at least we have the clarity that three different fields on the order details page come from three different XMLs. The one that we have in Magento, which is sharing the shipment information, will be used for storing this information, which is the shipment note, right? Handling note that comes in the shipment details XML. And then we display it on the order details screen.
Right. Okay. But please make sure that the label is the label is written like this: order confirmation handling note, and then delivery handling note, as well as invoice handling note. Don't just use the default label in Magento, which is shipment comment or comment test. You need to relabel it.
So Nijesh, we are going to show this and display this on the uh, order details screen, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So the labeling needs to be, as
Yeah.
per what is mentioned. Ordering handling node, shipment
Yeah.
handling node, and sorry, delivery handling node and invoice handling node.
Yeah.
And please remind that there should be override. If I have another shipment XML
Yeah.
in, this information should be override by the latest XML.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then the next one is about the sales order ID. That means it's our AX sales order number. And then the next one is your order number.
Yeah.
Just a quick question. Is there a possibility that we'll have all the three fields or probably details for all the three order, delivery, and invoice handling node? Is there a possibility that we would have remarks or information in all the three fields for a single order?
Yeah. There can be.
Yeah. So then you'll have three different fields, right, Nijesh, over there? Or is it how you're going to display this?
Just order handling remarks, the screenshot once the user click on that, then whatever is the available, then all that will be displayed there.
Sorry, I didn't get it. So say
William,
suppose you have, William, can you please go to your screenshot, the screenshot that you were sharing? So say suppose Najesh, you have order which has all the three fields with a defined value for the delivery, for the invoice, and for the order, right? So how we are going to, so we're going to have three different fields to display these three different notes?
Yeah. So right now you can see the highlighted one is the order confirmation handling node, correct?
Right.
So here, just beneath of this, you will get the information of order handling node. So after that, they will be heading just like a delivery handling node. Then you will get the information on delivery handling node. Then you will have one more invoice handling node.
So
You will
then
get
you'll have
information.
respective fields for displaying the respective notes.
Yeah.
Right?
Then only we can
Yeah.
make a differentiation. Yeah.
Right, exactly. That's what my question was, that you're going to have three different fields in Magento to display the respective notes, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Correct. Okay, got it. Got it. Thank you, Willem. Let's continue.
Okay, and then the next, those two is our order number and then your order number. So I think that you need this information to locate back your order line.
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
And then, on the design of the original XML, they show the sales order twice. So you just treat it as the same as, I think you don't need to consider the row 17. You just need to pay attention on 13 only. Always the same as row 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. That is the same information. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next one is our order line number.
So there is just one question here. So always one shipment file will always belong to one particular order, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, order line number. Yeah.
Yeah, and the order line number is our order line number. I expect that on the order detail, you already captured back my order line number, so you can map the related order line to update the quantity.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next one is our delivery notes number. So I think it is important field you need to capture, and then because based on this field, you can locate back the related PDF. Because on that related PDF, I will use this field as a key, part of the key.
Okay, so you are saying whatever the information you are providing into the identity item field, with the same name, the shipping PDF will be there, correct?
Yes, because on the PDF, my file name will base on the company code and then the customer code and this packing slip number.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Understood.
Mm. Yeah, and this one you told me it is a mandatory field. So yeah,
Hmm.
we will provide you back this information. It is our mode of delivery information. But I want to let you know that is when I send you back the XML, I will just
Hmm.
provide you the ID. So you need to use this
Yep.
ID locate back the delivery mode table to locate back the
Hmm.
descriptions.
Yeah. Understood. Yep.
Yeah, and then the next one is our delivery date. So I think you need this information to show it back on
Correct. Yeah.
system.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
the last one is our ship
So
quantity. So it's the same as what you highlight on the screen. It is the quantity to ship.
yep. Understood. Yep.
Okay, then move on to the invoice. For the invoice, so
Yep.
first field, I think we don't need to talk more. It's about the invoice note we're just talking about.
Yep.
Yeah. And then, so maybe also mark here, and maybe I want to highlight. So when we talk about the data migration, user confirmed that they
Hmm.
want to also capture it back. So on that data migration template, I think we need to add it back
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
for all those three fields.
Correct. Yep.
And then, yeah, line 12 about the info status. No, you don't need to map it back.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and then the invoice number, same as the DN number I talked about, it is unique key of this invoice. It also helps you to map back the locate back the PDF file.
Correct. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, and then the next one, sales ID. So yeah, it's the key for you to map it back the Magento order. And then invoice day, I need it because it's the invoice day we show on the invoice as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the next one I need to discuss with you. So may I know that I know that you have some conversation to say that not handling the return order, but what if I really send you some invoice information with, I say negative line, that means that for me is the returned things. What if I send you?
So,
So how you?
yeah, so the question is, do you accept negative quantity in Magento?
Hmm. So you are asking that this information whether we can map at the Magento side or not?
Yeah, so the question is, if we are sending a line with a negative quantity, so is it
Yeah.
acceptable in Magento?
So what is the impact of that? Can you just tell me the flow? If the negative quantity is there, then what will be the impact? And how we want to handle that? Then only I can comment on this part.
Okay, maybe I put it in this way is actually I think that when we talk about it, not just about the invoice, it should be the
Mm-hmm.
whole from order details, shipment and invoice. Because in my
Mm-hmm.
case, we allow on the order level. That means when I create a line on the sales order, there is a positive quantity. So it means that I plan to ship it or invoice the customer. But at the same time, I can create a sales order with a negative quantity line. It means that these goods will returned from customer to our company.
Okay, but I don't think we are going to handle the return as of now. Am I right, William?
Sorry, yeah, that is what Janice was brought up.
So there is a different, I mean, in Magento, it is not something from just from the minus quantity we can handle there. So if there is a return, if there was a return in picture, then there will be some different format, and we will have to talk about that only. Because right now, for minus quantity, yes, definitely Magento will not handle at all.
Sorry, I don't get it.
So I am saying yes, my negative quantity Magento cannot handle,
Cannot.
Can
and
yeah
also yeah,
cannot
yeah, cannot handle. Yeah.
cannot handle it.
And
So I
yeah,
want to know one thing. What do you
yeah.
mean by cannot is if I really send you the order detail, send you back with any line with negative quantity, what will happen?
Zero. We will just mark that as zero.
Sorry,
Mark as 0.
mark as 0. But you
Yeah.
will not reject it, but mark is 0.
Yeah, we will mark that 0. Yeah.
But then in Magento, I remember you told me that 0 quantity is not accepted in Magento, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Then is it a
Then,
contradiction?
Correct. Yeah.
then what happened?
So yeah, yeah. Correct.
Sharp memory, William.
Yeah.
Sharp memory. That's very good.
So minus, yeah, then in that case, yes, minus. So there are two ways because we are now talking from the integration point of view, correct? So from the front end, yes, Magento is not providing any concept where we can just either put the minus quantity or the zero quantity. Both we cannot provide. But because right now we are handling this from the integration point of view, because why I said that it can be zero because that is the integer field, and when we are going to just put the -1, then automatically it will become 0. That's why I said. But yes, now I got the full uh, concept. So yes, we will just ignore that, and maybe we will mark that as a error log. In
Yeah,
the error, you can see that there is a quantity
I
negative.
think that is maybe better because for us is if you don't accept, okay, we understand if you don't accept it, but at the same time in AS I cannot control it to create a negative line. So I think that instead of import, you still are allowed to import it. Please help me to put it in the exception log or error log.
Yeah.
Then we will know
We
something.
will just we will just put the information into the error log. Yeah. From where we can have a detail on why it is not imported successfully. Okay.
Yeah. So if there is
Yeah.
a case, then I think that this one you don't need to really handle it because you don't allow to have a credit note concept in your site. So if I really send you something strange things, then you reject it because this field what original purpose is showing that this is an invoice or credit note because for me it's same table. So when I
See,
can just
there are
forward
two
the credit note to you.
So there are two things. First, right, Magento provide the returns options. Yes, Magento provide the returns option. Are we going to manage the return into the Magento? No, we are not managing the return into the Magento. Correct? Do we want to store this information at the Magento side? If there is a requirement, then we can just create one custom field where we can just put this information just from the reference point of view if you want. But else there will be no impact on the invoice flow of this field if we create that then also. Okay,
Yeah.
else we can just skip this field. Yeah.
So it is not from standard because actually I think that users don't insist to have the credit note to show it back on Magento's site. But if it is something standard in your site, then they maybe they are still okay to send it back. But you say that it's the customizations, then they may not be really required to have it.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe
Okay,
for
got it.
the standard functions to capture the credit note in your system.
So if we are going to capture the yes, Magento provide the credit note option, but if we are going to that way, it means we will have to go through the complete return process. Okay, and as of now we are not handling, and return is not in scope which we are going to manage with the AF, correct? So definitely we are not going to create any credit note for or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay, because again that will just initiate a return process into the Magento, and in that case all reports will just and all the data will just vanish, correct? So I am not going into that way. So for now we are not going to handle this field at all. Okay, that is that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can I also mark here in case you receive any XML from our side with negative quantity, then don't
Hmm.
import it.
From
In case, because I don't have any control in the system. Maybe some, I don't know why, but there may be some cases they have a negative quantity line send it out on this invoice
hmm.
XML. in case you receive it, please don't import, but put it in the error handling stage.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, and then okay, so next one is about the currency. So no matter how I will send you when it is in my original XML file, but let's see how we deal with
Correct.
the currency code.
And I think invoice currency we can skip as well because it will always in sync with the purchase order. Correct. Whatever the currency of the purchase order, the same currency will be the invoice as well. Correct.
No, just as I
No.
mentioned, for Singapore, they will have the USD and Singapore dollar for the
No,
invoice.
I am saying if a customer is placing the order in Australian dollar, okay, then I am saying the invoice must be in the Australian dollar only, correct? Not in Singapore dollar.
Yeah, are you asking if the order is in US dollar, then the invoice will be in US dollar. If the order is in Australian dollar, then the invoice will be in Australian dollar. Is it your question?
Yes, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
yeah. So in that case, because everything this information we can easily get from the purchase order, so this information is not required. The,
Oh,
this I am saying,
okay,
okay, yeah,
okay. So I agree you don't need to map it back.
yeah, correct,
But no matter how I will send you.
okay.
Okay, and then yeah, the customer number. So I think
Then
just for your reference. I don't think you will change it. Yeah.
yeah, correct. This also we can skip, yeah.
Yeah. And then those invoice address
Correct. We can just skip all these address lines. Yeah.
yeah, you don't need to import it.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is the invoice line section. Okay, so again, our AS, oh, sorry. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know any special request from the user, but in my XML original design, it's because the invoice line we can have different sequence. So it is our invoice line sequence number, but not talking about the sales order line number we mentioned to map it back for you to map
Yeah.
for your mapping.
Yeah. So you are saying AX order line number is the different thing, shipping line number is the different
Mm.
thing, and invoice line number is
Yeah,
the different thing.
there
Correct.
is an other order line number field at I think I should have the field for the sales order line number, but
Then I think that was on the top, if I remember correctly.
line number 有冇可以再揾翻出嚟？Yeah. Let me check about it. I think there should be a few, but I need to go to verify it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to check it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So it should be this field for you to make it back. This is our sales order line unique key.
Okay.
Hello, Rajesh.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that this is an important field for you, but the invoice line number, I don't know how to represent or when import is based on the sales order line or based on what is the sorting sequence.
Can you just scroll a bit left? Yeah. Okay. On row 51, we are talking that is the AX sales order number,
Yes,
and on row 53, we are talking that this is AX sales order line number, correct?
that's correct.
Hang on a second.
And
I'm sorry, let us discuss a little bit. 頭先我哋唔係
yep.
We'll talk in Cantonese first. Sorry. 頭先
Sure. Yeah.
頭先係你個 invoice line sequence，跟住下低呢個先至係 sales order line。哦，OK。
呢個只不過係真係個 A 擺嘅次序1、2、3、4咁樣。
哦。
所以其實唔係需要，但我又唔知。
我唔知佢想唔想 AX 個 sorting 同埋喺 Magento 個 sorting 係一樣。Hi, Rajesh.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So the line number 46. This is the invoice line number. So this is actually for the sorting purpose in AX to sort, which is line 1, 2, 3 on the invoice. But then when you refer.
So I just William, just one question. So this invoice line number. So if I just store this information as well into Magento side, so how it is going to impact anything for the customer? Because this is the invoice, and then again we are not going to relate anything with this invoice line number.
You are not displaying the invoice lines?
No, we are displaying the invoice lines, but this invoice line number just to display the information into that order. This is what you are saying?
No, this is for the sorting. Which one?
This is for the sorting into at invoice level. At invoice level, correct?
Invoice level, correct.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Go ahead.
But then when you map which invoice line is referring to which sales order line, so you need to refer back to row number 53.
Yeah.
So this is the sales order line number.
Correct. Yeah. And again, we are just assuming that one order will have, or I can say one invoice file will always have a one order's invoice detail, correct?
Yes.
There is no chance that we are having two orders invoice in a single file, correct?
Based on what I check, yes, you're right.
Okay. And one point here, I am not able to see any Magento order number here. So can we have any Magento order number also into any field?
No, on this website we just based on the sales order. So can you use the sales order to locate back? Because yes, I found that in the design they don't have this field in the XML file.
So yes, definitely we can find out, because every complete mapping we are having at the Magento side. But from the optimization purpose, if we can have that information into the XML file, then it will be too good. In that case, there will be no need to map or find any related information, because in Magento everything is related with Magento order number.
Yeah, I can understand your point, but because we are lacking of the technical people to modify the XML file. So even though we know this is doable, but we do not have the resources or professional to do it.
Okay. 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 So it means based on your AX sales order number, we have to find out our Magento order number, then have to proceed further. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and then quantity is the, oh, sorry, name. Okay, so SKU number. So I think that it's just I don't think we can't check. We won't change it. So just for information. So name, just like what. Okay. Based on what I understand from user, they told me that the name will be changed. The product name or product description will be changed to an invoice. So is it any field in Magento to capture it back?
As of now, no, because as I said, because product detail is the part of product master. So why we want to change this information? If SKU is changed, then I understand, yes, the product name should be changed, but the SKU is same, but still we are changing the product information, yeah, or the product name. Hello.
Why? I need to double check with user because I want to highlight in AX, all the product name field can be further added, no matter on order level, when they ship, and also invoice. So that's
So
why.
if you provide this information, then also we just skip this. Will it make any difference? Because at AX side you are managing the way you want, correct?
咁呢個咪同 shipment 嗰一樣。
佢話 invoice 附近，shipment 冇講過，佢係即係 order detail。
order detail 哦。
但佢 invoice 話會唔同，佢問佢又話 invoice 想試。
So Rajesh, is it that you must need to use the SKU number to look up the description from the product master?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that is the correct way, yeah.
Okay.
Because else they will be very difficult to map everything.
Understand. So maybe this one, let me go back to further talk to user.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we can talk next.
Yeah. And then invoice line ID. So yeah, just a sales number ID. So you can go back to check on the header one. Yeah. And then line 53 is about the sales order line number. We just talked about you need to use it to map it back to your Magento order line. And then invoice the quantity. Yeah. Okay, and then pricing information. I think that it should be also, we need to talk together with the whole pricing mapping logic.
Correct. And also, Janice, just one point. So suppose we just decide everything onto the pricing part. And I believe at the time of invoice, we are not changing the price. Whatever the price, whatever the discount, everything we have decided at the order detail level, correct? So in that case, this information needs to be sent into the invoice as well, or we can just skip that.
In the other way, may I ask in this way? So may I know that in your table structure, the pricing is another table field the invoice price, invoice amount is another whole table to maintain it, or you always based on the quantity time the price on your order details?
No, we are maintaining the different table, but from the user's point of view, I just want to understand at the invoice level, are we going to change this information? In my opinion, no, we are not going to change this information.
No, but if because okay, but what I'm thinking is this information is really exactly my invoice detail things. So why I cannot just send it to you and you capture it?
No, no, we can capture it, but at the same time, I just want to understand why we should capture this, because already when we are creating this order and all the details, so this information is already we are having. So instead of capturing this information from here, we will just always pick the information from the order, then we will update, because that will be the very valid data with the comparison to this, so
Yeah.
that the Magento data can be always be in sync.
Yeah, I understand, but I think that it's better for you to really just capture it back from my XML file, because I'm worrying, will it be the case that because of the timing of my XML file, maybe I have a chance that when I deliver parcel of my I ship and invoice part of my order line quantity, and then further update my pricing on the order confirmation. Technically is feasible in AX. So maybe originally the price is $10 and then the quantity is 10. I ship 3 pieces out and invoice 3 pieces with $10. But after ship these 3 quantity, just due to whatever reason, they change the price to 12. Then actually my invoice is billing $10. So it doesn't good to make it not alive if you always just capture it back based on your order detail.
Got it.
So I think that it's better for you to just capture it. I think the chance of what I'm talking is low, but technically it's allowed.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you are saying there may be some rare scenario where this can be happen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
You got to confirm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Got it. Yep.
Okay. All good. Customer. Come on. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think
I think
customer is a. Can we also use remaining 10 minutes to go through this? I think it should be quick. I hope.
so. We want to discuss this as well.
Do you want to?
What do you think?
Yeah, I just want to close this.
You
So
want
if we can just
Okay. Maybe we can leave
so
this to the next meeting then.
no, I am saying I just want to close the discussion, not the call. So if you guys are okay, then we can discuss about the customer, and else we can have one another call for the customer, because it has been very long call. Yep.
Okay. So you want to carry on?
So I am okay if you guys are okay. I have no such issue here.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, for customer, so on the XML file, I will send one file per customer. Okay, so
Correct.
first of all, you will receive the customer number
Yeah.
and also their name, customer name.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next sessions in AX, because we have the show to and build to concept, but they always same. So you can ignore the line or the invoice account line. Number 12, I mean. Yeah, sorry, 15. Yeah.
Can you write that into the text? Yeah. We can just ignore this parent customer ID. Correct.
Yeah, I think it's same for the third one.
我會過嚟。
呢個要開嚟，你講呢個，咪呢度係個 parent 同埋 line 係咪咧？
我睇下嚟吧。
係應該係10個大嚟嘅。有冇殘份大你叫我？你 filter 到係咯？
我咪人 filter。
冇嘅。 所以佢冇留意喎。係啊，我冇睇，我知道。
應該實卡佢喎。
係啊，我就好求你意啦。我成個 fashion 後邊所有嘢都冇實卡佢。嗯。
Sorry, let's move on. So, line number 12, 15, and 16, you do not need to match.
Okay.
我覺得唔使嘅。
17, no need as well.
佢係黑咗啲咩曲㗎？唔使嘅，佢原因係因為佢播呢呢個成個 C.R. 個 email 咧，即係佢哋收翻呢間公司收翻，即係嗰個 order 啊，可以收翻。當你有人 submit 咗個 card， 佢可以收到 email 咧。呢個係韓國嘅 C.R.
OK.
So, Latrice, I want to know, because the coming to field is related to one Korea CR we developed when they use the WebSphere. So, so what they want is when the customer place the order, then they submit the card. They, of course, you will send an email to customer, really. At the same time, they also want to send you back. Also want you to send the email to the related salesperson or the customer service of AA or Basel Alloy. So
okay.
Yeah. So when they send the customer info out, they also send you the email address that expected to receive the email notification when the customer submit the card.
Okay. So you are saying, I'm just repeating, when you guys just send the customer XML, then you just send one XML as well, one email as well, correct? And when we will create the account of that particular customer, then we will send the email to that customer. This is what is expected.
Okay. Yes. This is, first of all, yeah, you are right. The field here, I mean the extra order submitted notify this field is the email address. So the email
and this is the mandatory field. This is the mandatory field. Always we will get this field information.
No, it's just for Korea, and I don't know. Is it a mandatory field? I need to check. Because what I know the logic is this email address is we need Magento when the customer submit the card, you will send the notification to this email address.
So notification of what? That your account has been created or something else? For creating the order.
Submit order notification.
So okay. So if I understand again, so you are saying whatever the order is submitted at the Korea region, okay, all orders notification will be given to this particular email ID. This is what you are asking?
Yes. So, yeah. So just to make sure we we have the same understanding. So when the customer submit the order, right, the customer will receive an email notification, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And Korea had a requirement when the customer submit the order, the internal salesperson would also want to receive the notification as well.
Yeah. Okay. Understood. Yeah.
So this email address is to define which email address or which internal other employed person will receive that notification.
Okay, so row number 19, you are talking about that here we will have the email address of the ASA employee person, correct? Not the customer's email ID. Am I right?
Yes,
Okay, so it means this is the email address of the salesperson.
correct.
Okay, so that salesperson information and that mapping will also send to us that okay, for this particular customer, these are the salesperson who are assigned to this.
Sorry, is that a question?
Yeah. So I am asking. So how we are just there is two way. One is we just create the whole complete salesperson into the Magento because Magento by default provides this option. So how Magento works that I am telling. So in Magento, customer means that is the company. So we just create first customer at the time of creation a customer. At that time we just map one sales representative with the customer so that they can just take care of small things or the all the company or the customer related task. Okay, but that salesperson should be created first into the Magento backend. Okay, so here we are just talking about the salesperson's email ID, or there will be a salesperson complete user into the Magento. This is what I am trying to understand.
So, okay, I want to ask a questions. You said that customer can map the employee, salesperson or employee of Azabo, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
and then and also that employee can also define the email address.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, so I want to know, except my requirement here, what is the purpose of that email address? I mean employee email address
In Magento.
in Magento. What is other thing we will make use of this email address?
No, I just want to understand whether this email ID. So whether we first create one user into the Magento as a salesperson, then we will map this email ID with that user, or this is only the one email ID on which we just send to the alert notification. This is what I just want to understand. So
Okay.
salesperson detail will also be sent to the Magento. So William, this question to you: are we planning to map the salesperson detail also into the Magento? Because in that case, first we will have to create the salespersons into the Magento as a user, and then we will just define all these information there.
Nothing. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
I think that, okay, let me answer one by one. First of all, yes, we will map back. So we added the new field here to map back the sales, or I'm not sure is a salesperson, but it should be a staff or our employee responsible of the customer.
Correct.
Okay, we have,
Correct.
but here in the I can only tell you on the WebSphere design because I expect that this requirement is captured in your discovery workshop. Based on what I understand from the system wise, there is another email address assignment for each customer. So it may not
Mhm.
be just one particular employee email address. It may be a email group. I don't know because they have
Okay.
a view field added on
Okay.
the customer master, and then when I put the email address there, when the order submitted on the website,
Mhm.
those email group or email address person will collect the notification.
Got it. Yeah. Now I got it. Yeah. Okay. Understood.
So to align with what we design in WebSphere, so it should be a
Mhm.
new email address field you maintain on the customer master, and then how to send
Correct.
out the email notification.
Correct. And one more question here. So this is only for the Korea, and if I talk about the Australia and New Zealand, in that case, this field or the this value field's value will not be available.
Currently, I should say just map it to Korea, but
Yeah, currently it is just Korea will pass this information out, I should say.
Okay. And for it means for the Australia and New Zealand, we are not making any email communication
Yeah,
when customer
no
is
data
placing
value
order,
will
correct?
be exported out.
Okay. Okay. Understood.
So the next field is the segment ID.
Yeah, so this is a cell segment. I think we talked about it during our data
Sorry,
migration.
sorry, Janice. On row number 19, can you put this as a sales representative, map sales representative information? So this will be for my context.
Sorry, can you
Map sales representative information.
Sales, so sales.
Sales
I got it.
representative. Yeah, sales representative
Representative.
information. Yeah.
Is it really we want to map it this way? Because you, okay, can you stop it? So instead of mapping sales representative, I think we have another request here on row 22 to map
Hmm.
the employee
Sales-
responsible.
sales representative, also the sales representative.
But there's difference. 呢個就咁一個 email address，佢唔關個 employee 即係 sales representative 事嘅喎，兩件事嚟嘅喎。
即係佢而家想用 standard 嗰個標嚟儲，佢唔想開一個新標。
呢個就係因為其實我哋喺基礎真係零零舍舍有個特別 logic 去儲呢個 email address 㗎。
Yeah, so I'm not sure if it is correct to map it to the sales representative information in Magento, because in AX we also have the sales representative master. But
So
this
yeah.
field is different from the email address of the sales representative.
So in that case, what is the role of sales representative in the AX as of now?
Yeah, right now we may or may not maintain the email address. And this email address of the AX sales representative will not be exported out to the XML.
Okay. So in that case, you just mention map, create custom field to map this information. You just mention that here. Janice, can you just mention that so that I will also remember?
Sorry?
Create custom field. Create custom field to map this information.
Create custom field to map this information.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then the next one is the segment. I believe that there should be a new. Okay. Can I move on to the next? The segment ID.
Yeah. Can you tell me the relevance of this field, segment ID?
Yeah, this is the sales segment ID that user want to maintain that in Magento. So I believe there is a discussion here, and there should be a table. Table 嚟㗎，
Mm-hmm.
唔係 table 嚟。
係一個標嚟嘅。
呢隻 table 嚟㗎，即係我有 ID 同 description 嘅。
哦。
咁你 expect 就係，總之我掉翻個 description 翻去。
因為我都要掉喎，佢冇喎。
我可以淨係掉個 description 咯，因為就 one 一次性嘅啫嘛，係咪啊？即係我掉完喺 customer master 就完㗎啦嘛。啊，你都真係有 order 到喎，你家姐講過。
好似係。係啊係。咁係咪我哋都要 pass segment ID 同埋咩？唔係要我哋唔聽個 table。
唔使佢翻落嚟啊？唔使翻落嚟㗎。係啊，佢就 show 翻喺張 order 度啫嘛。咁所以我咪 show description 就已經夠。我依佢就公出咗，因為我掉一個 field 俾佢就夠咯，因為 ID
但係佢
係
呢一個 ID 係要嚟做，佢呢個 ID 係要嚟做 promotion 㗎嘛。
點為之我唔做 promotion？
即係佢 as one of the condition。
咁你要，咁佢會唔會背後面聽個 table 啊？有個 segment ID table 啊？
有咁。
咁我咪俾個 ID 佢 locate 翻個 description show 翻喺個 screen 度喎。即係我俾佢隻 ID， 佢 base on 個 table 揾翻個 description show 喺個 screen 度。係咪咁啊
？OK。
Yeah, so I think that this segment ID, based on your discussion with AU, I believe is related to the promotion. This is one of the criteria for user to define it when they create those promotion rule.
Okay.
So I guess, so I don't know what is your design on this one. Is it any table in Magento to maintain the ID and description relationship?
So segment Magento by default provide, but I just want to understand whether Magento segment and AX segment both are the same thing or the different things. So in your opinion, you are saying segment means we are defining that particular customer can avail the discount or not. This is what you are saying. Am I right?
Yes, to enjoy whether they can enjoy the promotion, discount, those
So
kind of.
can you take any example in WebSphere so that we can have more clarity?
So you want to have a example of this field, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
So give me 1 minute.
Yeah. Sure.
Sales channel. So in Magento, you have sales channel, right? So sales channel is for one of the criteria for promotion, is it?
So we are having say a segment, customer segment into
Custom.
the Magento. Yeah, Magento by default we are having the customer segment. And yes, by using the customer segment, we can have a different type of promotion. Even we can just categorize, okay, this type of segments users can have this type of discount, and this type of segments user can have another type of discount, something like that. We can configure that. But I just before committing anything, I just want to understand in AX the segment meaning is the same what I am referring to in Magento.
Hmm.
For me, it is talking about those export, locksmith, retail, distributor. Yeah.
So if two customers can be, if not, we are getting exact example. So can you just tell me if the two customers having two different segments? So how that segment information will impact to that customer?
So it is, I should say, is a sales channel or the nature of the customer. And then, for example, now I want to do the promotion to all my retail customer or all the distributor. Then I based on this
Okay,
view, I will know this is okay. This is distributor customer, so they can enjoy this promotion.
okay, got it. Okay, now I'm understanding this. Okay, so you are saying there can be different type of sales channel, which you are saying means a custom segment like retailer, distributor, and you will just define one type of promotion to one type of group only, correct? And based on the channel, we will decide, okay, this channel can avail this type of discount, and another channel will avail another type of discount, correct?
Hmm.
Okay. And one more thing, so this channel information first we will have into the Magento as a master, as a setup, or it is something which change from time to time. So how we are going to have this complete set of segments into the Magento?
So,
because right now we did not talk anything about the integration
yeah, so I
from
want to know if
the.
it's a standard function in Magento.
So yes, Magento provide the customer segment option. Yes,
So
we
that
can create a number of segments.
is a free test field or that you have a table to maintain it.
So internally, this is a table where we have to just maintain that.
Yeah, I think is it very similar to AX, like we have a segment ID and then we have a segment description. Likewise, in
Okay.
Magento, you also have these two fields to maintain this information, right?
Okay. Yep. So the question is, so right now segment as a part of setup, we will just create 7 segment into the Magento as well. But later on, if there is any modification into the segment or if there is any new addition into the segment, so that information will be handled manually into the Magento, or because yes, we can handle that information manually, but yes, we need to decide that as well.
Yeah, I think that based on what I know from Australia and New Zealand, it is quite
Yep.
stable. That means it is seldom for them to add new segments suddenly. So I think that it's okay for them to maintain this table in Magento site, and then when I import it, I will send you the ID, and then you have to look up in your table and then locate back the description show on the site.
Yeah, sure. Yep. Understood. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
And then so I think you need to have a, I don't know, is it new field, but for me, you need to have a field to capture it.
You just mentioned new fields requested from you. Customer segment ID. You just mentioned map with the customer segment.
So this is the customer segment in Magento, is it?
Yeah, the customer segment in Magento. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So another one is about employee responsible. So we will display back the employee, I mean the responsible staff of this customer. But also, I don't know, what is your mechanism work at your end? Is it already have this field? I need to maintain it at the back end, or it just a speed test field? I can put it anything in this field.
So as I said, uh, I think the responsible person means you are saying from the Asabla side, correct?
Yes, it's our
So
Alphabet internal staff.
internally staff. So actually Magento just by default provide one mapping with the customer, that is the sales representative. So I think we can just put this sales representative information. So can you just tell me the impact of this? How you means what is the relevance of this particular field into the Babysphere right now?
I
How
think
we are using this
they want
field
to use it
information?
for they want to use it for reporting and also for setting up promotion.
So means setting a promotion means customer just call this particular person and they say, okay, can you just set up this particular promotion for me? Something like that?
Yeah.
No, it is.
So things like everything under William Current Sales Responsible, all the customers can enjoy 10% discount.
Yeah, but this
And
is the
also,
customer related.
sorry?
This mapping with the customer, correct? So I am I am the Asabla employee and I am just mapped with one particular customer, correct? So I just want to understand how I am going to impact the information of the customer related. So
What do you
that
mean by
customer if
that? I
calls
don't
me,
understand.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't understand what do you mean by that.
So I am just trying to understand the impact of this particular field or the flow of this particular field. If you are just mapping one ASA employee with this customer, so what
Yeah.
exactly this ASA employee is doing?
Yeah, just like what I explained to you, the usage of this field is like all the customers under sales representative, William Kern,
Okay,
can enjoy 10% discount. I can set up this kind of promotion, right?
okay, 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 got it. This I will have to check. Yeah, how we can just give same information. Yeah, new fields required from you. Yeah, you can just leave it as is. I will check this, then after I will confirm. Yeah.
Yeah, what I want to understand is right now in standard out of the box Magento, is there any field to capture sales responsible?
Yeah, sales representative. Yeah.
Sales representative. So how does that information look like? Is that just a single field free text or is it a table maintained behind?
So first we create that sales representative as a user into the Magento. We will just create a backend user. Okay. Then from the list of users, we just pick any one particular user to map as a sales representative with particular customer. So yes, there is a table into the backend.
So that is a
Then
table.
yeah, there is a table. Yeah.
But I have a question. You
Yeah.
just talk about the user. So is it someone will
Yeah.
log into that Magento site?
Magento backend, not Magento front end side.
But
Magento backend.
okay, but I don't. But 有冇 license 嘅問題㗎？我唔會開翻㗎，唔關事。But I wonder whether because those responsible is more to customer instead of log into Magento backend to do any update those kind of thing. So I don't know, is it good
No,
for us?
Janice. So all the promotions can be updated only through the Magento backend. The requirement which is just William told to us, that is the sales representative can set the discount to all the customers against which he was just aligned, correct? So in that case, salesperson will have to log in into the Magento backend, and he or she will able to see only that particular customer who were assigned to them, okay, and then only they can set the discount for them, okay.
Oh, then it will be different because because for maintaining the the coupon or those promotion thing is maybe my marketing person, but this employee responsible should be the salesperson or related customer service staff.
So
I don't know
that's why
whether I
I asked.
understand you correctly.
So that's why I asked actually what is the role of this particular sub-lawyer person. So William said they can just set the discount.
Yeah, what he mentioned is not setting the discount, but he just want to say, for example, we have a sales manager in different district. So maybe a sales manager A and if you are the customer under sales manager A or B, you can enjoy this promotion discount. But not talking about who set up the promotion rules in Magento.
So means Janice, you are saying at the time of applying the discount, there is a field where we are selecting the salesperson as well, correct? Okay, just select this particular salesperson. Then all the customers who belongs to this particular salesperson will get this much of discount. This is what we are saying.
Yeah, it's one of the requirement I understand.
So for now, we just mark this in a different color. Let me also check at our end, and then after I will come to you. And
Yeah.
then we can just discuss about this, okay? Because yeah, on one particular point, why we waste so much time, okay?
再傾，大家都傾唔掂。
To be confirmed, yeah.
Okay, and then you don't need it because before that we have the price list name
Correct, yeah.
contact, so you don't need it.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So for address, I remember I talked to you before. For each unique address, we have the unique. For each address, we have the unique key. It calls location ID. So I expected at your end, you also have this location ID at your end for each address setup.
And this is a text value, text field,
Alphanumeric, text field.
numeric field. So I am asking, this will be a string or this will be a numeric value?
Alphanumeric. So it can be character.
Alphanumeric.
So you can
Okay.
text field. You can just let me to input any value.
Okay. Got it. And where we are displaying this information onto the customer profile page, we are displaying this information, location ID.
So you can see it in my XML. I have this field. You need to send it back to me when you send me back the order creation. So because it is unique key of my address. So I think that when you create address, I think you also have the table, you have the unique key.
Correct.
At your end. Yeah.
Correct. Yep. New field for each address. In bracket, you just write address ID. So I will understand to map.
Address ID.
Yeah. In bracket, just mention address ID. Yeah.
Okay, so the next is for under each location ID, we have the address, free address line. You need to show it back. You can see free line here.
Yep.
35 and 6 is one line, 37 and 38 is another line, and then 40 is the last line. So we have three address line. We require this.
Okay.
Of course, different country, I will send you different information, but you just need to map it to your corresponding address lines to be fine.
Okay. So in a address line on column C, can we just mention this at address line 1, address line 2, address line 3? Okay. Can we put like that?
Okay. On the remark field, I can add it like this.
Yep. For better clarity.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then those 4 is about some more element of the address. So but I want to know in your design, is it also a table concept for each field here? You have a table called country, you have table called region. I need to maintain at the backend first, or you just capture my fee test here.
So I think this already we discussed that this city, region, country data we will map with the AX side, okay, and we will also map one country code and region code and city code. Keep this information into the Magento side so that we can always communicate into that format.
Right. So all those I name it as the setup data, right? So those setup data we will upfront create that in Magento first. Is it?
Yeah.
How do we create it manually? Type it into Magento?
No, we will create that. Yeah, you just send us the table backup or the CSV format. We will just map everything through the Magento, through the SQL query, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the remaining 4 fields. Let me put it this way. So because for customer, I will one file, but you will see the repeated address if I have a multiple address of this customer.
Yeah.
So for each address session, I will also have these 4 fields to show you whether it is a ship to or bill to address. So you can see it. I have 2 fields. One is a used for bill to and used for ship to. It's the information that I will let you know it is a bill to address or ship to address. And then on top of it, I have 2 fields for same default. I think same as what you show on the screen, we will also can let you know it is a default bill to or default ship to address.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a true false value here.
Correct, yeah.
But you mapped it wrongly, Najish. I think 7 is correct, is default build to,
Yeah.
but then number 8 should be up here, is default ship to.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Can you tell me again?
Yeah, for this one, number 8, it is used for ship to, not is default ship to.
So the next question I am having this. So what is the difference between use for ship to and is default ship to? So for
Yeah.
example, yeah,
Yeah, because for delivery address, my customer A have one delivery address 1 and then delivery address 2. Actually, they can both be the delivery address. So here, what I will happen is both of these address will take or mark true for use for ship to. But maybe just the delivery address 2 is the default one. So only the delivery address 2, I will mark its default ship to is true, and the other one is false.
got it. So you are saying there may be a multiple address into the use for ship to and the use for bill to, but there will be only one address which will be the is default ship to or the is default bill to. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And then because from your screen, I know that there is a 2 checkbox to indicate is it default bill to or ship to. But do you have any information to show me it is a ship to or bill to address?
Right now, no, we are not having. Yes, but we will customize that. Yeah. So that is already in scope or already in customization. That we will do that customization. Yeah.
Ship to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Please help to add it back. We need to know say what kind of address.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will do that. Yeah.
All good.
Yeah, I think we've gone through all the XML file, but I have one question, one last question, which is related to
Yeah.
site ID.
Which ID?
The site ID.
Site ID. Okay.
Yeah, you have requested the XML file from the PIM system, right, to
Correct. Yeah.
add the site ID tag.
Correct. Yeah.
But then in our AXXML file, we will not have the site ID tag for you.
So yeah, that was my next request. So can we have that site ID tag?
Now, in the first meeting, we worked together. We already told you it's not possible to do it.
But I think yeah, can you open that order detail? I think we already worked something upon that.
Order
Yeah.
detail or order creation?
Order creation we will create, so that is not an issue. Order detail you guys will send, so that is.
Order detail. Okay, order detail.
No, actually I remember we talked about it. You asked me whether I can put on the site, and then I told you no, I can only put it on the file name or put in different folder if it is different site or different our ACE company.
Okay, so that is okay. We will manage that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to let you know
So
that.
it is that difficult. First, that I want to understand. It is that difficult to provide the site ID.
Yeah, difficult because as I mentioned, we do not have the resource and we do not have the professional to do it.
Yeah, because in the WebSphere, what we handle is you already adding the company info as a part of part number. So all our
Okay.
message is using this concept to handle it. So if you change this design, because I heard from Anson or Mike, so PIM won't capture the company element on the product number. Then my concern is I need to change all my message. I don't have resources or knowledge to handle this.
Okay, got it. Okay, so then we will have to make customization at our end just to pick everything based on the folder structure.
Okay, then I think we need to align with Anson and Mike, because I think William showed a good table here. So it is what our design right now. So when PIM send out the product information, they will send us the so you can see it in AX. We will put the product ID as a part of the item number and also customer. We use these four character to know it belongs to which site, and then put it back to AX. You will know it is for.
But I don't think in order XML we are going to have this SGAA code.
We do.
So are we?
You will have, because when you get the PIM product information, the product ID already included or captured those four characters.
Okay, then it is okay. So it means we are saying that as a logic we are not adding anything, correct? We are just providing the product ID which PIM is providing to us, correct? Hello?
Yeah, but I want to, okay. I'm not sure if any logic you need to work on.
I am just saying this product ID will be the same which is provided by the PIM, correct? So if in PIM there is a SGAA code, then in order XML also there will be SGAA code, but in PIM if there is no side code, then in order XML also there will be no side code, correct?
I will know. I think right now, before you ask Anson to put the site ID, I think the item ID is SGAA item 3 like that. But after you ask Anson to add a tag site ID, he put that as two separate fields.
So this I did not check. So anyway, if that is the case, then we will just provide this the product ID the way you will require into the order XML. Because why I am saying that, because earlier I have doubt where the product ID is having the SGAA code. Can you just give me one moment?
Yeah.
And let me open the file. Okay.
Yeah. The site ID prefix on the customer ID as well as for the product ID right now will only happen for ASEAN sites and Korean sites. 哦，係咩？佢先叫你俾分鐘。哦。咁咪抄緊嘢？可能係。我唔知佢講乜。你有冇得查啊？唔係。
So I am just sharing my screen. Okay.
So
this is one. Yeah, this is one product sample product which I got from the SharePoint. Okay. And if you will look into
hang on, we still cannot see your screen share.
Okay.
You can see now.
So here you can see the product ID highlighted one.
Yes.
So here there is no site or site ID code, correct?
What company is this? Which country is this? Australia, right?
How I can identify this? Which country is this?
I just look at the
Lockwood. Yeah, Lockwood is Australia. So Australia and New Zealand, in their product ID, they never have those company prefix. But as William mentioned, for ASEAN and Korea site, I think that those files you can see the product with the company code.
So do you have
I am just trying to have another file.
You have
Just give me one moment. Okay.
okay.
Okay. Just give me one moment. Oh, downloads. Product. Where is the product? 150 KB. I think this one. Yeah, just wait. I think I will have to check answer mail. Mic तो बहुत करेंगे. Feature type, product. Actually, I'm not able to get the latest XML. So this thing I will check and then I will confirm you. Okay.
Okay, I think I show you is easier. I have the file,
Yeah.
which is also in the SharePoint site. So can you see my screen?
Just one minute.
It's loading up, William.
Can you see now? Not yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's there. Yeah.
Okay, so say for example, if I open Singapore,
So this is the updated XML file.
yeah, this is the Singapore product XML file. So you can see this.
SGAA. Okay. And for Australia, there will be this prefix.
Australia, for Australia, there will be no Australia and New Zealand, no company prefix. So this is Australia. The product ID is like this.
Okay.
So if I open one more, say for example, the Korea, KRSP, you will also see this.
Okay. So you are saying all the Asian country we are having the
All
Country
the
specific.
Asian
country-specific
country
code, yeah.
and all the Korean country will have this logic.
Yeah. Okay. So can you do one thing, because now the logic has been changed and we have added the site ID code as well. So can we have the latest XML file of this so that we can have a
Latest
more clarity?
XML file, what do you mean latest XML file?
So in right now in these XML files we are not able to see the site ID tag, correct? But and there are some more modifications which we ask for the product XML files. So that is already done from the PIM side, correct? So I am just asking, can we have that XML files so that we can check whether still this discrepancy is there, or now all XML files is following the same format?
But all the XML file already in SharePoint site. Sachin, did you share with Najish?
No. This is the old one. I am saying this is the old one because earlier we just made the change at the PIM side. Okay.
The PIM site you have to ask Mike or Anson. I lose track on that.
Okay. Then yeah. Okay. Then I will drop a mail to Mike or Anson to have a updated file.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Back to what I mentioned in the customer XML file and the other XML file going out from AX. The content, I mean the data value for ASEAN site and for Korean site will have this company prefix for
So
both
for customer,
and product ID.
so for
Custom
customer,
and product ID.
yeah, for customer, I am agree with you. But for the product, because first I will check for the order XML. First I will have to check the product XML. So first I will drop a mail to Mike and Anson to have the updated file. Then after I will update all this part to you. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
So
All right. So I think
Yes.
we talked
And
about a lot of things
and
today.
one more thing.
Yeah,
And
Natis, I want to double check one thing. I want to highlight one thing is, uh, I think that you need to base on this company code to identify this is go to which site.
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Even yeah. So that is the logic that we can just think about something, either the folder structure based or the company, yeah, on which you said that also we can do. Yeah.
And also,
So can we?
yeah, sorry, Natis, then I have a question. Okay,
Yeah.
XML file detail we go through, but how about how you send the file to me? You will, for example, if this is a order from SGAA, order creation,
Mm,
you will put to a particular folder called SGAA for me to capture it back, right? You you will have.
no.
So how can I
So
know
right now,
SGAA?
yeah. So I am telling you, yeah. So right now there are two folder structure. For each country, there is a specific FTP folder, correct? For the Australia, there is a separate FTP folder. For the New Zealand, there is a separate FTP folder, and there are two other folder inside that is the inbox and outbox, correct? And it is the same way that you are managing in WebSphere right now. So under the inbox and outbox is something which you are sending the XML file to us, inbox where we are sending the XML file to you. Okay. So under inbox you will just get the order creation, then the date and time of the particular file, and then .xml. Then from there you can just pick the information, because in SGAA you will always get only the order related to SGAA. In AUAA, you will always get the order related to AUAA. Okay?
Okay, so I want to double check one thing. Okay, can you on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
on the screen we show it here. So let's say ASEAN. For ASEAN, we have one site, but five different sub-site. I don't know how to say. Yeah, so you will put it to corresponding folder for me, right?
Correct, yeah. So in ASEAN, if I talk about the Philippines, you will get the order related file into the Philippines folder only.
Okay,
If there is a,
another way round. When I send the data to you, I also put
yeah,
to corresponding folder.
correct, yeah. So if you are sending me the order detail files, okay, then if that file related to Philippines, then you will put that file into the Philippines folder.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Good. Clear for me. Thank you.
Yeah. Same. Yes. Yeah. So William, few things more. So based on the discussion, yeah, there are some minor changes which we will made, because the customer XML and the order creation XML and the shipping invoice, this part we have almost covered. Okay, and we have almost done the integration part as well at the Magento side. Okay. So if we just send one order XML to you, and then can we validate that whether we are getting the correct order XML as per the discussion or not? So can we do that something?
When do you expect that to happen?
By next week, yeah.
By next week? Najesh said
Yeah.
they want to provide us with the order creation XML and ask us to import that into our system and see if it works.
Okay, you will send me next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
also for customer, do you want me to send you one for you to try?
correct, yeah, yeah. Correct. If you can just send me, even I would say, I was just going to talk about this as well. If you can send me the customer invoice, shipping, all these related data, then also,
So
yeah,
I think it's
because
better for me to send you one by one, right? Otherwise, you cannot know whether you can import. So I send you the customer, and then you can base on that to create your order creation. And then
correct,
I will
yeah,
send you, after that, after I import it, I will send
correct,
you back with
correct.
all the details.
Invoice,
Import.
yeah,
Yeah.
We are all talking about
correct, yeah,
Australia
yeah,
first, right?
Yes.
correct,
You
yeah.
are not expecting to have all countries, right?
No, first we are talking about the Australia only, yeah.
Okay, we're just talking about the Australia only.
But we have done the development almost for every country, okay? But first we just want to check with the Australia. Then we can just proceed step by step, okay?
Okay.
And one more thing regarding that data migration part as well, okay? So we also written the script for the data migration as well. So it is something, I think, if you can just provide me 1 or 2 month data for the sample data purpose, so that we can just run the script, and also we will have the idea how much data we are going to have.
But Janice had sent you the zip file some time ago.
Yeah. And last
So
time
so that zip file we have already seen. We have done the development of, and just some do the basic things onto that part as well. So that, because there were one header file, and second one is the item line file, I would say, correct? So that is okay for us. That is not an issue. Only thing is, if you can just provide some, because in that order XML there were only two or I would say 3 or 4 order only, correct? Not much data. So I just want to check everything from the performance point of view as well. So if you can have the 2 or 3 month data, then we can talk about, we can just run the script on that as well, just to check whether everything is working fine or not.
So what you want now is the master data.
Master and line level data, both, for the last 1 month or the 2 month, just for the sample
But I
purpose.
think that it's better for me because actually I didn't develop related because we're still changing our template. So that's why this is we extract it manually. So it may be not easy for me to download a set of data. Should we go first to make sure that we have all the required field, and then we further tap on the loading?
Yeah, correct. Because they are now, we just discussed today only. In order detail, there are some customization. So maybe, so by when you can just provide this data? We are just discussing. It is not something you just have to provide the data tomorrow. So by when you can provide this data? So we have just some sort of sample scripts are ready, and we have checked on this particular data which you provided us. Okay, so that seems working, but before confirming anything, I just want to check everything onto the at least some good amount of data. So by when you can just provide some sample data for the 1 month or the 2 month?
Okay, so can I put in straight? First of all, I want to, so you can already, now you can confirm it because last time we talked about whether we can header and line. So you are okay with all the file I sent you right now?
Correct, yeah.
On screen.
Correct, yeah.
So
Yeah.
before going to talk about adding more field based on our today discussion or last few weeks discussion, you want me based on this template to
Yeah.
to have a 1 month data for you to check the
Correct.
thing.
Correct. Yeah. 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 Yes. 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 I want this. Yeah.
Okay. So any urgency for you to have it? So let's say next week, by end of next week.
Yeah. Yeah. That is fine. Yeah. That
Okay.
is fine. Not an issue.
So okay for me, just provide you the Australia case first.
Yeah. 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 We will cover first the Australia, and
Yeah.
if everything goes fine with Australia, then we can
Okay.
proceed with another countries. Okay.
Yeah, I can send you. But I think that why I provide you those set of data, I think that I really want to know is how do you handle the status? I provide all the information to you, but if you cannot handle the status or the those quantity things, it for me have a big concern.
Yeah, because right now you said we provide you the data and you said okay, but from our side we do not know whether it is really okay.
Yeah, because I hope you understand, I
So
didn't make some data
so
for you to
they,
see the
so
scenario.
they are
But
so there are two things, William. Yeah. So there are two things, William. First one is that is we have a price field. Now that we have to discuss which particular price we have to put there. Correct? Am I right? So either that will be the list price, or we are going to have the customer buy price, or we are going to have some another price. Correct? But the logic is that we just have to put the price into one particular field. That is okay. Correct? And the discussion first we will discuss. According to that, we will have some minor customization into the script. Then our data migration script will be ready. So that's why I am just saying, once it is just we have everything, then if we have the sample data, then easily we can check whether the script is working fine or not. Okay.
yeah, but Najis, I think I still cannot get my answer on my concern on data migration.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
totally fine if you're just talking about we missed the additional info one and then you add it back. I'm totally fine with that. We can do it later on after we confirm all the mapping. But for the whole data migration process, what I really concerned is about how can you update the status correctly based on the information I provide to you. Because as I mentioned, I expected you help me to
Derive.
yeah derive the status instead of I provide the status to you. As up to this moment, I cannot see how
Correct.
your data
Correct. Correct.
migration work
Correct.
on this area.
Correct. Correct. So how we have done right now. So for example, that additional field and or the data status field or the price field I can talk about. Correct. So price field is something right now on which we have not decided yet anything. Correct. We have to just discuss whether we are going to have the discount or not, and what actual price we are going to put into the field. Correct.
But
Am I right?
yeah,
So
you're right. Okay, you're right.
correct.
And
So it is something. It means the price value can be 100 or can be 50 based on the logic. Correct. But the thing is, right now we are able to put the data into a particular field. Okay. You are getting my point.
yeah,
So
but
that script is ready. This is what I am saying. Okay.
But what I concern if you are talking about the pricing, yes, we are not confirmed. So I think if when we confirm it, I provide you data, you upload it, it's fine. But how about the quantity? The tricky thing is if my total order is 100 pieces, and then you now
Yeah.
just update the status to 80. I expect that the status will be updated correctly on Magento side. Otherwise, I worry that it will make any confusion to my customer. But it's just talking about
No,
the
no, no.
quantity, so it's no change. I think all the data I provide to you, you can help to import it to the system to let me know what is the status will be, right? That's
Correct.
why
So
we have
there.
this exercise. And then I said, when I
So
sent you, I hope that in the coming, should be a few weeks, last week, the data migration meeting, I can see the result.
okay. So for example, today we just talked about the order cancelled quantity. Correct. So there is one order quantity, then order cancelled quantity. Correct. And the cancelled quantity is something that quantity is not going to ship anymore. Correct. The understanding is correct. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is something which we discussed, and except that there are some other shipped remaining quantity as well, correct? Am I right? So for me, if you will ask me, for me, these are only minor changes based on the logic, correct? So either we are just going to have the ship remaining quantity, one more field, and put some logic, and or we are going to have an order cancelled quantity, just put some more or some logic into that, correct? But right now, if you are having one particular, means I would say, if 1 month we are going to have a maybe 10,000 orders, correct? So in that case, how my script will work, that is my bigger concern, correct? So that's why I am just asking you if you can just provide some sample data to me. So yes, there may be some minor tweaks into the scripts. Maybe some particular thing can be just up and some particular thing can be down. That is okay. That is perfectly fine. But the overall picture is not going to be changed more, correct?
Drastic.
Yeah, okay. So I think that both sides, I think we are from different angles, so we have different concern area. So I'm also that provide you to a month time data for you to make sure that your script running well for mass data import. I can send you the data. But at the same time, I also need your help to make me fully comfortable for those status update things on Magento side. They do it for the data migration.
Correct. So see, when we are saying that the data migration is complete or the customization is complete, then definitely it means the order information, the way you are able to see right now in the web sphere, in the same way you will able to see into the Magento side as well. Correct? If there is a particular item line status is going to something else into the web sphere, then same we are going to manage at our level as well. Correct? So there, yes, definitely we will just that is your quantity concern. So so how you just want to do that? You just want to do that quantity concern with this sample data which you already sent into the files, or once you will send the month of data, then we will adjust that into there.
Yeah,
how we just want
I think
to
that you need to help me based on this because I already decide what kind of thing I want to see. I try to put all the scenario. I try to go to system check one by one, which order have this kind of scenario and provide you over those related data. So I want you to help me to import them and see
Perfect.
data.
Okay.
This is what we expect. And then later on or next week, I will send you a set of data. Then you can test your mass upload.
Okay. Got it. Yep. Only thing, the product SKU may be right now because we are not having the complete product data. Okay, and I will ask to Mike and Anson if they provide that. Then the SKU will also match. Only in
But
other
why
case,
can't
the
you just manually create those SKU?
Correct. Same. I was going to say the SKU will be same, but maybe the product information can be something different. Correct. So I don't think that will impact anything. Am I right?
Yeah, okay. I think two things. For this one, the data sample is not big. I think that you can create yourself. But I think that 1 month data, I will also ask Anson to provide you the product master. They just send out one set for me, and then together send it to you. And then you don't need to create 1 month product sales data in the system. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So I will send you the data next week. So at the same time, when we will go through again,
When can we see the status in Magento based on the information that Janice had sent to you?
Sorry, William?
I mean, when can we see the status in Magento for the scenario that Janice had sent you?
Yeah, so same I am saying. So we will just import this data which Janice sent to us. Okay.
So
and
have you had already imported them?
So we have imported that, but right now just like invoiced in full and invoiced not yet invoiced, it is not displayed like that. It is just displayed like invoice quantity is this one. So the nomenclature is something different. But let me map this with this particular Excel sheet. Then after we can see that. Okay.
So is it possible to arrange this meeting like next Tuesday so that we can go through this Excel sheet and see how it updates in the Magento system?
We can do that, but yeah, first let me check this at our end, because everything till now is at a development environment and one particular developer system. So first I will have to just create complete scenario with the correct SKU whatever is given here. Then after we'll have to see. So just give me 2 days time, then we'll update you when we can discuss about this from the, so that you guys can also see into the Magento side how actually it is looking.
Okay, so
Okay.
by Friday I will know by when we can see that.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. All good.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you
William,
everyone.
one quick thing. Probably just let me know the location of this meeting recording, because it's been a long meeting, and of course, I am pretty sure that Nijesh and team would need to refer some of the pointers that we discussed in the exercise.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. And last thing, I just sent across an email to Mary about the location of the the files with the annotations of the mockups. It's placed in Asabla SharePoint.